What's up guys and girls, welcome back by a new video on the channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the 4th episode of Ahsoka. I'm obviously gonna include some spoilers, so if you haven't watched Ahsoka then you probably shouldn't watch this episode, or you really don't care about spoilers. So I'm gonna first start off with a little breakdown what happened that episode, and then I'm gonna give my opinions, thoughts and things I noticed. This episode starts off with a discussion between Ahsoka and Sabrine. Ahsoka was saying that you should do the right thing and not letting your personal feelings interfere, and Sabrine obviously is disagreeing, and this is really important later on in the episodes, and this reminds me of what Yoda was saying as well against Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, which honestly made Anakin turn to the dark side even more, that he should not protect his wife and stuff like that and just let go and not have those feelings, which is obviously a thing that would turn any person crazy. But after that they get attacked by the emo chick and the Star Killer looking guy, and the Star Killer looking guy Marok gets smoked by Ahsoka. Ahsoka, destroys him, which is obviously not that surprising because he was just like an inquisitor dude that didn't have much skills besides, the automatic lightsaber moves. And then Ahsoka starts fighting Baylan for the map of Tron and how to find Tron, and the lightsaber battle between Baylan and Ahsoka was really good. It's probably one of the best Star Wars lightsaber fights of the Disney era in my opinion, and you can see that Baylan really doesn't want to hurt Ahsoka in the beginning, honestly, but he gets much angrier when Ahsoka starts messing with his apprentice, and you see him becoming more angry and using the dark side more and less control, and Baylan beats Ahsoka, and Ahsoka drops from a small mountain. Something I noticed as well in this episode is the atmosphere. I think the planet is really cool. It feels really alive, honestly. After Ahsoka was defeated by Baylan, Sabine had the map of Tron, so Baylan was talking to Sabrine, if you want to save Ezra then you need to give me the map, I will bring you to him, I promise. And Sabrine, obviously acting out of personal feelings, gives Baylan the map. So then the apprentice starts choking or force abusing Sabrine. Baylan stops her, which obviously shows that Baylan keeps his words, which I do admire, that he has a moral code and isn't just a dark side user. To be fair, he's not a dark side user in general. He seems to have morals and seems to be kind of decent person, what I have seen. Sabine is getting captured and put in a ship with Baylan and the apprentice, and they are now all going to Tron. But that is not the most important spoiler in this episode. If you really don't want to hear the next part, then just leave. So Ahsoka is apparently dead. I mean, she's not dead, but she is in the world between worlds. If you don't know what it is, you need to watch the Rebels episode, which is honestly a great episode, but they explain it in that episode. She meets my boy Anakin, and I thought it was done pretty well. It's not a surprise obviously that Anakin is gonna be in the Ahsoka show, because Anakin and Ahsoka obviously have a great relationship, and there is a lot of history between the characters. And it's just kind of annoying that after Anakin and Ahsoka meet, the episode ends. But obviously the next episode, at least what I expect the next episode to be, is Anakin and Ahsoka talking a lot, talking about memories, and it's gonna be a really emotional episode. At least that's what I think it's gonna be. But one thing I noticed as well is that Anakin looks a little weird, honestly. I'm not a person that's oh, if the CGI just looks a little weird, I'm gonna complain about it, but it just looked pretty weird to me. I mean, it's still gonna be Hayden Christensen that is gonna portray the character, so I'm happy anyways, but I just wanted to point that out, that I thought it looked kind of weird. So the next episode is obviously gonna be a big episode. It's gonna be a pretty emotional episode. I don't think there's gonna be much action. I think it's just gonna be Anakin and Ahsoka talking a lot. Maybe we're gonna see like a Clone Wars flashback. You could have so much possibilities with those two characters being together again. People have been waiting for that moment for such a long time. Anakin and Ahsoka being together again for just a moment. It's just a really great moment, and I just was like, yes, finally seeing Anakin again, my favorite character. So no surprise, this episode is great. I gave it like a 9 out of 10. It's everything I want from Star Wars. The lightsaber battles were great. Everything was just really done well in my opinion. I think this episode is the best of the series for now. Maybe episode 5 is going to be the best. I've heard the actress of Ahsoka said she liked episode 5 the most. So I really think episode 5, the next episode, is gonna be a really emotional episode. I think it's gonna be really character driven. I truly feel like we're gonna get like a Clone Wars flashback, because that just makes sense to do that honestly at this moment. Talk about memories, talk about everything that happened. It's gonna be a great episode. I'm gonna be really excited for the next episode. So that was the episode, that was what happened in the episode. What do you guys honestly think about episode 4 of Ahsoka? Leave it in the comment section. I thought this episode was really good, probably one of my favorite moments from the Disney Star Wars era. I did have my problems with this show. For example, the first 2 episodes were pretty slow, but I think this episode just paid off. It did everything really well. It sets up an interesting storyline obviously, and we're gonna see Anakin and Ahsoka again, which is obviously gonna be pretty awesome. I never thought I would see Anakin and Ahsoka ever together again, but I guess you can do it now with the world between worlds. It's just a really interesting idea Dave Filoni has, and you could do so much with it. Maybe Obi-Wan can even get involved. Like, the possibilities honestly are endless. I like the character of Baylan. I think he's pretty much the best character in the show right now. Something that's really exciting as well is that we don't know what's going to happen. We haven't seen any other trailers or footage, so the next episode is gonna be a full surprise, which is honestly really exciting. There could be happening so much in the next episode, so they set up this episode pretty great for the next one. So what do you guys think about the show? Leave it in the comment section. One thing I noticed as well about the show is the lightsaber forms they use. It's much more prequel-like. You could see like Form 1 and 2 and 3. You can especially see that with Baylan, and I find it so sad that the actor of the Baylan character passed away sadly, because I think his character is gonna be a fan favorite when the show ends, because the only thing I hear about this character from people is that they like him and say he's great and interesting, and they all talk positively about him. Even people that don't like the Ahsoka show still talk positively about the character Baylan. I think his character is just so interesting because he's not full Sith, but he is not full Jedi. He's not a Jedi, obviously. He's a little bit in between. He's really calm and he's really concentrated and precise with the way he thinks. He obviously doesn't want to have violence. He didn't want to hurt Ahsoka. Ahsoka even striked first, which is ironic. But having said all of that, I don't want to make this episode like 10 minutes long. I just wanted to have a small breakdown and a little bit of a review and thoughts and opinion about the episode. I hope you enjoyed this review and leave your thoughts about the show as well. I want to see what people honestly think, because I've heard a lot of people talk positively about the show, which is obviously great after a lot of shows weren't, loved by many. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.